What's up, Vape Fam? Today we're taking a look at a piece of hardware, and if you're wondering what this is in my hand, it is not the child of an RX200 in a knee box. It is the Movkin Disguiser. A really interesting setup. It did not come with an instruction booklet, but I've flushed out all the different button combinations and everything, all the different functions and features. I'm going to show you that now as we go up close for the breakdown to see what makes it vape. Alright guys, here we are up close with the Disguiser. This is the packaging it came in. Pretty simple, pretty basic. Slide that off, pop that open, and inside you have your drip tip, which is a really important piece of this system. You have your mod, and you have an empty plastic container. With the mod, inside you have this black tube. This tube is your adapter that allows you to use drippers or other tanks on top of the mod itself. It just screws in nice and easy. You drop it down in the hole, line up the threads, screw this down in, and it just extends the 510 up to the top so you can screw a dripper onto the top or a larger tank onto the top. Just like that, nice and easy. We're going to take that out for now though. Put that aside. Door, magnetic, fits either direction. Important to remember, if you run a tank that is larger in diameter, around a 25 millimeter or 24 for that matter, put the larger opening at the bottom. It allows more air to get through. The smaller one, on my TFE4 for example, starts to cut airflow off in the sides here. So run the larger slot on the bottom. At the bottom you have your battery door. Just pull a little tab down, pop it open. Just throw a couple batteries in there real quick. It does tell you here positive, negative. So positive, negative, pop that shut. 5 clicks on, scrolling screen, really fast. It loads up really quick. And from there, just take a tank, pop it in, screw it into place. Like so. Pop your door back on. There you have it. After that, all you have to do is take the drip tip. The drip tip extends like so to account for larger and smaller tanks. I've been doing it this way. Just take it, pop it down in, and then screw it to the height you want it at. Super quick, super easy, super efficient, and ready to vape. The button's super clicky. Really nice. They work great. I have to change my settings back. I don't know how I just did that now. Everything on this has been great so far. You get a little bit of play in the door sometimes, just depending on the I think it depends on which way I put it on, honestly. Yeah, okay, I've got no play that way. The larger slot on the bottom, I've got no play. In the opposite direction, I have just a tiny bit. But no button rattle, nothing shakes, nothing wobbles, other than that door when it's upside down apparently. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to go over the features. Now I've got a list of all the different features so I wouldn't forget them. So give me a second and I will get right to it. Alright, features. So obviously you have a power button, you have a plus and a minus button. We are in temp control mode right now. Nickel down here in the bottom, NI, if you can see it there. To change different types of wire, 3 clicks. Should go to TI next, yep. Then stainless, yep. And the third one, CC, is ceramic coils with tungsten wire. CC. So you can actually temp control ceramic coils with tungsten wire. Again, 3 clicks to go to power mode. Now we're in wattage mode there, as you can see. We need to go back to nickel mode. So 3 more clicks. There is a lock function. You can lock the temperature by holding both the plus and minus key down. You can now change it. This works with both wattage and temperature. Now I cannot change it. There is also, I believe it has to be unlocked for this. Holding the power and the plus key brings up the right mode. Holding it continuously puts it in left mode, right mode, left mode, whichever one you want. You just stop it. Likewise, you have normal mode and stealth mode, holding the minus and power button. Stealth mode. Normal mode. I believe that is it. The lock function, the changing modes, stealth mode, normal mode, right is actually right mode and left mode, but it is the direction that the screen is on. So that is all the basic functions of this device. Let me grab the RX200 and I will give you a quick size comparison. Alright guys, RX200, Movkin Disguiser. Look at the size difference. This thing is monstrous. It is taller. It is wider. And it is longer. It is bigger in all aspects. Weight is actually kind of similar, I guess, but I really think that this unit is a little bit heavier. It feels, maybe it just feels heavier because it's so much larger, but it really does have a lot more heft to it, it seems like, even though this has an extra battery. I do also run a dripper on this all the time, so that could be the weight difference too, a tank full of juice versus a dripper. But it is considerably bigger, so keep that in mind when you're looking at this unit, because if you consider the RX a little bit big for your hand or a little cumbersome, you are probably not going to like this one. So with that in mind, let's go back up top and we will talk about it and we will vape on it a little bit. Alright guys, that was the up close and breakdown with the Movkin Disguiser. Let's go over the pros and cons. Alright, some of these cons are really small. There aren't too many of them. This is a small one. There's some overspray on the magnets. Not a big deal. You just scrape it off. The magnets still work perfectly fine. They engage really, really well. So really it's just a small cosmetic issue that isn't even going to be a problem for most people. Two, it didn't come with an instruction booklet, which is fine. We figured it out. You know, I'll try and compile a list of all the different button configurations, all the different ways of going through it and using it, and I will try and put it in the description so that you have easy access to it, so you don't have to keep jumping back into the video and finding it should you need to figure something out. 3, this isn't necessarily a con, but tank selection, right? So not every tank is going to work, obviously. 25mm and under will fit in here. It will be a tight fit at 25mm, but it will fit in here. And if you run 25mm, put this larger opening at the bottom. My suggestion to you, because it will leave more of the airflow hole space open. At 25mm, it really comes into close contact if you put the smaller band at the bottom. So just something to think about. Spec number 2, you have to worry about height. Not too much. I don't have any tanks that were too tall to fit in here, which is good. I do have some tanks that were borderline too small. I say that because once you put this drip tip down in, it's barely above the top of the mod. And it was a little too close, and I wouldn't consider it a comfortable vape. It might not bother you guys. It bothered me. I didn't like it. So just something to keep in mind if you have a really, really short tank, maybe like the Goblin Mini or something like that. 3, this is the thing that's going to eliminate a few tanks. You want this drip tip to fit in there. So if it has an oversized drip tip and does not have an adapter, if it has a chuff cap built into the top cap so it's all one piece, you're not going to be able to use this. So you're not going to be able to adjust for height. So that's something to keep in mind. Other than that, there are no cons. Those are them. And like I said, the instruction booklet thing sucks. Yeah, we got to figure it out though. The overspray on the magnets, not a big deal really. And the tank selection, I'm honestly surprised at the amount of tanks that this thing will take. It is absurd. The TFV4, the first thing I tried and I'm like, I wonder if it'll take this. Not an issue, no problem. So, TFV4, Crown, Heracles, all those tanks, it will take those. Pros, it is a 2 battery setup. It is 150 watts. They did change the design from the original screw-on battery doors. You know, the little round ones with the little coin slots in them that I hate. I hate those things. They did change the design from that to this nice little flip-open door. Much better in my opinion. I really enjoy this easy to use little screw cap for the 510 here. You want it taller, screw it up. You want it shorter, turn it down. It's not a big deal either way. It's quick and easy adjustment. I like how durable this is. I really, really do. This feels like a really, really solid unit. Along with that comes some heft. I mean, there is some weight here. But there is a really strong door on this. There is a really strong casing on this. It's not something you have to be worried about if you drop it once or twice. And this door adds an extra layer of protection to your tank because it is so sturdy. It is bigger than the RX200. It is heavier than the RX200, I think. I would say so. It sure feels heavier than the RX200 anyway. But it works great. I've been running it in temp control mode, which is going to be a surprise for a lot of people considering I don't really like temp control mode all that much, but it's been vaping so good. The temp controls worked great. Everything on this has worked the way it was intended, which is all I needed to know. One quick little easy one-piece design, easy function, good form factor. What's not to love, honestly? I love the finish, I love the color. These are retailing, the list price is around 60 bucks. So if you can definitely find them cheaper online. I like to give the list price because it gives you a starting point, something to work from. So if you find it cheaper, you know you're getting a good deal. If you find it around that price, you know that's what it's marketed at. So working from there, guys, there's not much more to go over. So I hope you guys liked the video. I hope you found it helpful. Like, subscribe, it helps me out. If you have any questions, comments, anything I did not address, leave it down in the comments below and I will do my best to get to it. I promise I will. I hope to see you guys again soon. Till next time, suck, blow, and keep on vaping.